Resident Evil 4 has a huge world to explore, but as a player, we are typically confined to specific areas. There's huge sweeping landscapes in the game, but we're often stuck looking beyond. But honestly, it was these beautiful landscapes coupled with the blue medallions that kept me looking around. And through my multiple playthroughs of the game, there were a few areas I wanted to go, but never could. And today, we're tackling one of those areas. An area that I always found bizarre because I never knew how it connected with the rest of the castle area. Today, we're entering a door that as a player, we never actually can go through ourselves in the game. Yet, we still can. The castle area in Resident Evil 4 is when the game starts to feel a lot more close quarters, and continues to feel closer and closer as we arrive at the island. Soon after arriving at the castle, Ashley gets trapped and it's up to us to go find her. When we do, she's down far below and the only thing we can do is provide cover fire. She runs to a door she needs a key for once she is free. Now, this area below us actually has 3 doors in total. There are 2 in which enemies come out of, and 1 in which they don't. One would think that the 2 enemy doors are similar to the ones in the previous room with the cranks that Ashley needs to turn. This is accurate, but not completely. More than anything, I always wanted to get down to this area with Leon, but there never was a way to do so. Well, until now that is. Using a hack, we can actually warp to the ground floor while Ashley is being held hostage. It's actually kind of surreal being down here because I've walked by this area time and time again, yet never could get to this floor. Walking around here led to some interesting discoveries though. Utilizing a wall hack so I could walk through walls, I quickly realized that Ashley's door she went through wasn't actually a door. This makes sense since the player never actually opens it, and we simply transition maps through a cutscene. But what I found most odd is that the other 2 doors in this area actually have a load zone, meaning if we walk beyond them and into the darkness behind them for a bit, we'll actually encounter an area where we can open a door. This surprised me because both of these doors have them, yet no one ever goes through these doors. So I decided to go through one while Ashley was still trapped, and to my surprise, I ended up in the Ashley only area. At first I found this super odd, but after thinking about it, it kind of made sense. This is probably because the feat conditions for Ashley are enemies carrying her to a door. So these doors have these loading zones because that is where the enemies try to take her. Anytime there's a transitional door on a map, as in one with a loading zone that goes to a new map, this also comes coupled with an area in which Ashley's kidnappers can escape to. Even on maps where Ashley will never be, enemies are capable of kidnapping her and taking her to these doors and triggering a game over. These 2 side door loading zones were more than likely put here for that exact reason.
Fast forward back inside. It's really satisfying going through this area and mowing down the enemies with Leon. Interesting enough, Leon can't perform many of Ashley's actions except for a select few. One in particular he can do is the crawl command, and you can see him strike Ashley's pose for a split second when done. This is probably because the animation is designed for Ashley but being fitted to Leon's model. At the start, you can't leave either because it still has Ashley's dialogue, but there is definitely something strange about this area with Leon. Everything is unlocked. There aren't any doors or obstacles blocking us at all. Even the door we need the crank for is gone. You can just walk right up to the ladder and leave this entire area without getting any of the items you need. If you clear the area, you walk through the door as Leon and come out as Ashley. The cutscene starts and you finish the chapter. As soon as the chapter screen goes away, the cutscene starts with Ashley being trapped again. So now heading back downstairs, we can go through this area with Ashley and Leon because the game is set to currently having Ashley. What's interesting is that in this stage, the game will keep looping its sequences over and over again. Clearing this area with Ashley still has Ashley trapped down below, but now with invisible brackets. It's kind of weird.
Going back in forces Ashley to be with you again. Now, while we're in here again, I do want to talk about the night area because its layout is super weird with Leon. None of the knights that have timed action commands appear at all. They are all gone, but the other knights in the area aren't dormant. They're alive immediately and chilling in many of the areas, making them unavoidable. There is a black knight blocking the entire hallway to the puzzle room, and he'll come to life as soon as you get near. What I found most odd is that the sealed room that opens up after you solve the puzzle is full of black knights. They're alive and ready to attack you when you walk by. I have no idea why this enemy layout exists, because it shouldn't, but it does. If you enter that room, Leon also reaches through the wall and grabs the serpent piece without actually taking the insignia. He actually can't grab the insignia at all, as it is an Ashley only function. After blowing away some knights, we leave this area again with Ashley, but decide to actually free her this time.
Exiting this area with Ashley instantly puts Ashley down below again despite us already being in the next chapter. If we go down and shoot off her invisible brackets, this triggers the cutscene, and then she goes to look for the key. Another cutscene starts as Leon yells for her to watch out as enemies come in the room, but no enemies actually spawn. If Leon enters the door before Ashley at this point, he'll end up with her again inside the dungeon area. If we go through this area again and exit, immediately upon going through the door, Ashley will be freed again from her restraints and thank Leon. The process starts all over again. This time, if we let everything play out, Ashley will unlock the door we cannot go in, and then she will load the next map solo. The area still retains the same enemy layout as before, which would actually make it a lot more difficult for Ashley. However, if Ashley completes this area, which is still glitchy due to a lot of objects not working, upon exiting the door she'll become Leon, and Ashley will be deleted from the game. It's actually quite bizarre because she is nowhere to be found. Even if you go on the lift in the next room, Leon turns around and tells nobody to wait right there. Kind of morbid.
And with this, I finally got to explore this area to its fullest extent. It's kind of neat how crazy the game gets when you start sequence breaking it and loading into areas you aren't supposed to be in. But with that, do you have any weird oddities you always want to check out in Resident Evil games? Let us know in the comments below.
Hey everyone, Metamonger here on HorrorScoped. Just wanted to give SwankyBox a huge thanks once again for helping out with this video and a few others you can find on the channel. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe right now because we have so many more awesome things to cover. Thanks for tuning in everyone, and we'll see you all soon. Peace.